What's going on, everybody? It's Ryan here. Today we're going to talk about the AirPods Max. We're going to do a review here. I've had this for a day, actually 4 hours, 5 hours. I actually picked it up today. I was so excited. For those that don't know, I'm a bit of a headphone geek, or at least I used to be really deep into it. That's what she said, right? So anyways, I'm going to go over my experience with this so that you can learn a lot more about whether you should buy this or not. Is it worth it? Well, let's find out. So this isn't going to be an unboxing video. What this is really just a pure sound quality and usage video to sort of give you the experience of what it's like to own these, to play with these. Think of it as a 4-hour experience review because I've only had them for 4 hours. I've used them actually continuously for 4 hours, maybe longer actually. I picked them up at 9 o'clock. Didn't start playing with them until around noon. It's about 4 o'clock right now. So look at this, my purse or maybe a bra, however you want to look at it, however you want to use it. But I have to say the build quality of this thing is amazing. I think that sometimes I wonder why I will hesitate on buying an Apple product because it always impresses me. Just the build quality is great. So one thing that I will be comparing this to, because really when it comes to headphones, you have to compare with the leader in the market or whatever you're used to using, I should say. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it doesn't really matter what the sound quality is because it really depends on what you're coming from, right? So what I use as my daily driver, or for the most part, is the Sony MX. I think these are the 3s. I think those are the 4s. And I was thinking about getting the 4s. These are the 3s, but I decided to, but this came out sort of a little surprise and I got these. And let me tell you a little bit about kind of what I think so far is, look at that. You hear that sound? It has such a great feel to it. I mean, it's a really, I think, a work of art. I know it sounds kind of Apple fanboyish, but I really do like how this is built. I really do. I don't know. It's cold to the touch. It's has this little things like this here, for example, just like this. Look, like it just kind of, I don't know what you call it. Just kind of, it kind of snaps in, not snaps in place, but just kind of snaps in place when it goes in and then goes out like this. Boom. I have to say that this little dial here that I've been using to change the volume and then press down to pause and play, and then this here for sound cancellation is a really, I don't know, it's a great experience. It just, there's something about, like, man, tapping this thing is annoying. I really, like, I have to. It doesn't work half the time, it seems like. Or it works, no, it doesn't have to true. It works about 70 to 80% of the time. So it's super annoying when it doesn't work. Whereas when you have a physical button like this, let's see if I can zoom in, you can take a look at that. If that will actually focus on there, you can just press that, just consistent. Something about that is super nice. I really like that a lot. What else can I say about this? I have a couple things. Let's talk about sound quality. If you are a fan of R&B, rap, anything with good bass, you are going to love these. They, one of my favorite songs I listen to a lot. I love the Billie Eilish. I forgot what song it is, but just, I'll put it up on the screen somewhere. But it just has this great, the sound quality is to me is amazing. Is not really a descriptive enough of a word. I think what I like to think of it as, it's more like a kind of a wider sound stage. If you can take a look inside of here, there's a good amount of space. You know, it's like a cup that covers your ear, but I feel like there's a good amount of space in here, or it looks like it to me anyway. It does. And if I compare it to these, you can see how there is not as much space. I mean, there's space, but I think that's one of the reasons why it kind of has some sort of a good sound stage. So I can hear, it sounds like when I listen to music, or at least R&B for the most part, the sound quality sounds a lot better. There's a lot of, I feel like I can hear distance. Like I feel like I won't say I'm there, but I feel like I'm closer to actually being there, which is kind of cool. So this feeling of actually being surrounded in a concert, not quite like that, because that would be nothing like that, but like definitely it's closer to that as comparison to the Sony MX3s. The other thing too is the voices are very clear. I have to say there's a lot of detail in a lot of the sounds as well. There's just clarity in the voice. Nothing sounds muffled. From all the voices that I've heard, all the music that I've listened to sounds very, very good. Oh, listening to Hamilton, I was listening to that. The voices sound come a lot better. I have to say though, sometimes I wonder if it's just placebo effect. Maybe it's just a honeymoon period. Like, so I have to put that into consideration, that maybe it's just a honeymoon period that I'm having with this. Maybe I'm excited about the product. I'm obviously sort of an Apple fanboy, and I feel like I like this product a lot. So that could be playing effect. So you kind of have to consider that, if that's even something you should take with a little bit of a grain of salt. Again, that soundstage, that distance, I feel like it's something that I particularly value, something that I feel like is just sounds way different when compared to the Sony's. The other cool feature is transparency mode. So there's this little button here that lets you activate transparency mode. So let's see if I can get this to focus. When you press this button here, it just essentially makes it so that it goes noise canceling or transparency mode. Transparency mode lets you hear the sounds around you, and I will tell you that this works I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. It's pretty amazing. To me, it's amazing because it's weird. It's almost like you're not wearing them. That's not true, because you can obviously feel these on your ears, and you can just feel it. But it's weird how that you can still hear the outside. So that's kind of cool. I almost feel like they're better than the AirPod Pros. I got my AirPod Pros here. So, and the transparency on them I feel like the transparency on here is a lot better, for sure. I think one of the things that make the transparency feel a lot better with these headphones is the fact that they are, the thing about the AirPod Pros is there's like a silicone in there that goes into your ear. So there's like a seal. Whereas this, there's not the same kind of seal. It just goes over your ear, right? So it feels like there's air passing through, which kind of enhances the transparency. And I like that particularly because, if I'm working out, or like earlier I was moving some boxes and we're moving, filling a U-Haul up. And the thing is that you're moving around. And I guess the thing I want to say about moving with it is that, I was physically active and I warm around my ears. And it was even though I was kind of warm and they were a little bit warm, I feel like they gave a lot of air, or a lot of like breathability. So they don't feel like they were super warm. Whereas these can get kind of warm. I mean, take for granted this is like a little kind of like a fake leather, maybe it is leather, I don't know, on this. So that can get kind of warm. So that's a definitely comparison for sure. I haven't worked out in them. I just, use them for a short period of time. Again, physical buttons, very, very responsive. Something that I really, really love about this. Noise cancellation. Specifically, when you take noise cancellation off and you are on transparency mode, what I have found is that the sound quality for sure is way better than the Sony's, bar none. So if you're looking for something that has an upgrade of sound quality and you're using the Sony MX3s, you are gonna be in for a treat. There's a huge difference. To me, the Sony's only sound really good when you have the noise cancellation on. When you don't have the noise cancellation on, the sound is like so. It's not that great. But with this, sound cancellation on or off, they sound amazing. They sound really good. So far, I'm very impressed with the sound quality. I like how they fit. They're pretty comfortable. However, when I initially put them on, I will tell you that they did feel a little tight. They felt a little clamp-like. They were clamping on my head or clamping around my ears. But then that was only initially. It's actually, for whatever reason, feels like it balances out pretty well. So they don't feel like that anymore. I mean, obviously I have to get used to it a little bit because they are heavier for sure. They're about, I think 30 or 33% heavier than the Sony's. One other thing I will say too is that I just haven't had enough time with them to give you like more information. I just think that if you're someone that has a disposable income to buy something like this and you like Apple and you're just a kind of a headphone freak like me and you just like these kinds of really cool products, I think you should just go and buy it. I mean, you're already thinking about it. But if you're thinking about buying it for the value, I don't know. Like, I really honestly think that the best value would be getting the Sony MX4s. If you can get a $300, this is $600 after tax and everything. So, I mean, you get the Sonys for half the price. You're going to get sound quality that isn't quite as good, but from the reason why I actually wanted to get the MX4s and upgrade was because I wanted to be able to switch between my phone and my laptop easier. And because I think the Bluetooth version is like an older version of Bluetooth in the MX3s. The MX4s have the upgraded version. I think there's an improvement in there. I'm not sure as far as sound quality, but for the most part, I'm not expecting it to be. This for sure, it's an Apple product. It's going to integrate very easily with Apple products. My Mac, my iPhone, everything is just going to seamlessly work together. I guess the biggest thing when it comes to Apple products and why I like them so much, or why I'm being just advocate about it, is just the detail they put into their work. There's always some little thing that makes the Apple product great, that makes it so that it sort of wins you over, right? And for example, here I used to be a big hardcore PC guy until I got a Mac laptop where I was sort of forced to use it for my job. And then I sort of just fell in love with it. And the funny part about it, it's really only one thing that makes the biggest difference. And that one biggest difference for the laptop, for the MacBook Pro, was really the trackpad. I've never used a trackpad for such an extended period of time without the need to use a mouse. Every Windows laptop, I need a mouse, right? But for whatever reason, the Mac, the trackpad is so well built, so well designed, great usage that I don't think I could ever use. I just love the device. The other second thing about the MacBook Pro is the little thing is the screen. It's a little taller, right? So you have a little bit different resolution. You have a little bit more screen real estate. So I mentioned those two things, even though this is not really supposed to be a Mac review and mentioning that kind of thing. It's like this, the headphones are the same. Like there's going to be some small detail I'm going to find out that I'm going to mention on my follow-up review on this. That's going to tell you more about what I really love about it. I can probably tell you right now, the thing I love about it is just a physical button. And there's like this little dial thing is cool to turn the volume up and down, and then to pause and play, just press down, and then just physical buttons to me. I don't know if I was against getting an iPhone for such the longest time. And one of the biggest reasons why I even got an iPhone was because of just how much availability of apps there are. And I just wanted to try it. Once I got it, I fell in love with it. But before that, I was a big Treo guy, right? I had a Treo phone. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this. For some of you watching, a Treo phone. It's a keyboard, basically, or a BlackBerry, right? Not even a BlackBerry. This is like pre-BlackBerry. And I didn't think I would not like having physical buttons. And to this day, I still like physical buttons a lot more whenever possible. But this little physical element is really nice. Anyways, that's all I got for this little review, this 4-hour review. I will be able to give you a follow-up maybe in the next 30 days or maybe 2 or 3 months. Leave a comment below if you actually want me to make a review sooner. I'd really like to know that, because I know that, this is for those that are buying digital products, especially for Christmas, or the digital physical products for Christmas. You probably want to know if this is worth it. And I think that if you're going to buy it as a gift for somebody, I think it's just kind of one of a wow, no-brainer gift. And the reason why I think it's a wow, no-brainer gift is because it's expensive. Most people generally wouldn't buy something for themselves like this. It's just an expensive product. And when you buy it for somebody else, it's pretty cool. Like, it's just neat. It's like here's a cool product you can buy as a gift too for someone for Christmas, especially if your girlfriend or wife, significant other. It's like a blow dryer, right? So and you get a Dyson blow dryer. It's really expensive, So, anyways, and this is the same thing. This is a pair of $550 headphones, $600 headphones. One other thing I forgot to mention. This is cool. I think this is so cool. Like, you can take this off. Look at that. So I know this is expensive, but you can mix and match. You get different colors. I mean, that sounds so. Anyways, that's enough. I'm gushing over this. Wanted to make a video because otherwise, if I didn't make this video, I would never make it, and I'm publishing it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you want to hear more. I'll see you guys later. Bye. These headphones, they come out. They're supposed to come out officially tomorrow, I think. And I'm just using them. I'm doing this as B-roll. You know what B-roll is? Nope. B-roll is, you know how when someone talks and then there's they talk and then all of a sudden there's some video that comes on top of them. Like, they might be talking about a game and then they show a picture of somebody. That's called B-roll. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about these headphones is that they're on transparency mode right now. And when they're on transparency mode, I can hear everything. I can hear you talk. I can hear sounds. It's almost like I'm not wearing them. Almost as good. I think probably just as good as The AirPods. I want to say they're even better than the AirPods as far as the transparency mode goes. It's almost like I can hear everything completely, which is sort of weird.